Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just doing a little catch-up work, little sewing. What I am doing, though, today, I'm doing my setting squares for the land that I love, and I'm doing the red and white ones. So these are going to be the squares that are right here. And that I have to do 36 of them. I noticed my spool of thread was almost out, so I was like, well, let me go on and just sew a few of them to go on and run that out, and I have done that. So now we're going to start sewing 36 of these. Well, yeah, 36. I'm just doing I'm not doing one at a time. I'm chain stitching them together. So we can just chit chat while I chain stitch all of these together. And this is the red that I'm using. It's a beautiful red. I believe it's from the Leela Boutique line, Oh Glory. That's most of what my fabrics are, is the Old Glory. But I'm just kind of taking it slow here. I'm going on and just getting my setting squares done so I don't have to worry about them. So when I get a row where I can put it together, if you can see on the board behind me, I'm trying to put them together as we go. And I've only got really the first two rows done. So, but there's no rush. I've got plenty of time. And I know my lighting is kind of dark. I've noticed it's real dark here lately. I'm not real sure what to do about that. I'm probably going tomorrow to Joann's to pick up an art light. Maybe. I don't know. I had plans going there because the nearest Joann's is about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And I was doing what I call winter detail at work, where we work 12-hour shifts. It's our emergency crew shifts. Because here in Louisiana, down South Louisiana got a good bit of snow. We did miss that. It went above us and below us, I think, but we did not get the snow. So we only had the one night or the one morning. We worked Tuesday morning from midnight to noon on Tuesday. And after that, I mean, it was really dry, no rain anticipated. Even though we had freezing temps, we didn't have anything really that would hinder the roadways, so I didn't have to work after that first shift. So, but I slept. I got home and I tried to stay awake most of the day, but I did nap a couple hours because I needed it, because I had worked, 12 hours. But I napped a couple hours and went and had dinner, and then I came home and I just cut my fabrics for my setting squares last night, and it's Wednesday evening. And so I thought, and it's actually, I think it's kind of late actually. I'm not real sure. When I work the winter details, I lose track of time. And, I just don't know what time it is. It can only be 7 o'clock outside. I wouldn't know. I mean, 7 o'clock everywhere. It could be dark outside. I mixed my sentences together there. But So I have, today's Wednesday. I had today off. I'll have Thursday off. And of course, I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So hopefully, I will be able to get my Christmas decorations down. They're still up. My Christmas tree is still up in my living room. All my decorations in my living room are still up for Christmas. In my kitchen. So this is the only room the Christmas came down in, but I only put Christmas in 3 rooms. But there is a plan to get the Christmas decor out of the living room. I still have fall in a box that needs to go out to my shed. I'm guessing my husband doesn't realize it needs to go out in the shed. So I'm just going to go on and take it out myself. He doesn't like me going in the shed, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my fall decor. Now, the one thing that will not go out in my decor to my shed is anything I've quilted. Anything I've quilted will stay in small boxes in my house. Now like my Make It Minis that I can stand on my mantle, I keep those on a hanger and I hang them up in my closet in here. But I am going to be doing a de-stash of my scrap bin as well. So, Tammy, you're going to have a big box. That's why I haven't shipped your box yet. And I hope you got your box. I missed Tuesday night. I slept and then I went and had dinner. And you were actually on when I was out to dinner. And when I got home, you were still on. And I said, yay, I made it. And then y'all went off. Like, within 2 seconds of me saying that. So, I don't know if you got all your boxes that was shipped. You got 2. But I will have another box. Right now, I have a flat rate shipping box, and I think it's full. But I'm probably going to go to a bigger box. I'm waiting on my boxes from the USPS. I've ordered some shipping boxes from them. And I want to get one of those shipping boxes and fill it up. Because I am about to go through my scraps. And one set of the scraps, which is the Sugar Berry from Bunny Hill Designs, I am making a string quilt out of those. So what I will do is I will cut those into strings. But all the others, I'm going to cut down into potato chips. And if it's too small for a potato chip, I'll press it out. And then, as long as it's where you can get an inch square out of it, I will box that up for you. But I hope to do that sometime this weekend. But I've got so much I've got to do this weekend. Or while I'm off. I'm planning on possibly going back to Joann's tomorrow. Go to Alexandria, which is an hour and a half about away from here. But if I do that, I'm going to go see my niece. She's holding something for me. But I will run by Joann's and see what they've got. Well, I can tell you what my niece is holding for me. I keep trying to get my husband to buy me some earrings. Because I have come to the conclusion that every time I wear something that's not at least 10 karat gold, in my ears. Like my right ear will get really, really sore. And then it'll have this stuff on it. So I know, and that don't happen when I wear 10 karat or more gold, which I don't want earrings with a higher count of gold than 10 karat, because 10 karat is harder. It don't break as easy. And I have her holding a pair of earrings for me because my birthday and Valentine's Day, it's all so close together. And when I say so close together, I mean literally just days apart. And I showed them, I had my niece, I took pictures of them and got the price and all, and I sent it to my husband because it's the earrings I want. It's just a little pair of gold hoops. They're not even really like hoops. But when I called him and talked to him, he said, I'd rather be buying you pew-pews than earrings. He's not buying pew-pews for me. He's buying them for himself. So, yes, that irritated me. And if you're watching, honey, yes, it irritated me. And it upset me very badly. Because it's my birthday and it should be something I want. And I don't want another pew-pew. I already have 2 or 3 of them. I don't even know how many you done bought saying they're for me. But they're not for me because I don't shoot them. I only have one that I shoot. And because I'm going to tell y'all what, I don't care what side of the political arena you on. If it's my time, it's my time, and I don't care how it happens. Because my husband's one of those, oh, you got a plan, you got a plan. There is a plan. I know where I'm going. I'm not worried about it. I don't fear it. That is one thing that I can say. I am very strong in my faith. I hope people can see it through my actions so I don't have to say a word about it. I'm not one of those that's going to get on here and preach at people, but I do have a very strong faith. And if it's my time, it's my time. And I'm not afraid of it. I mean, when I think about it, I get sad because, you know, if it's my time and not my children's time or my grandbaby's time, you know, I'm sad for how they'll feel, you know, when it is my time. But other than that, I don't worry about it. Am I a perfect one? No, I'm not. But you know what? That's why I have grace. And when I do wrong, I try to correct myself. And I try to make amends for where I wronged. But off of that, let's sew, guys. Let's sew. I'm supposed to be making 36 of these. What it is, I'm making 2 half square triangles. And I've got my marks diagonally on both sides of the center line. And once I get this side done, I will then go to the other side and sew them. And I know I'm sewing slow, and it's okay. I am in no rush. And I believe most of my viewers are near my age or older. And you know, at this time in our lives, we don't have to rush. Life rushes enough without us having to do it. But anyway, on my plans for tomorrow, y'all, I cannot believe I did this. Okay, my husband had my vehicle service before we went to Arnaudville. I have been corrected on how I say that. Arnaudville. No one there has ever said the town's name. I always called it Arnaudville because we have some Arnauds here. Arnaud. And they say it Arnaud. Naud. It's Arnaudville. Isn't that interesting? Because AUD sounds like an O, like EAU or EAUX. Interesting. But now I know Arnaudville, which is pretty cool, because I'll have to tell my sister, because she had another word that she said, and I'm like, no, I know that how that one is said. That's not how it's said. But I am planning on going. Anyway, I was telling you my husband had the oil changed before we went to Arnaudville. Well, he didn't pay any attention, and apparently the attendant didn't pay any attention. And I just caught this on my first night that I worked the weather detail. You know, the 12-hour shift. That now, some states don't do this. I know Arkansas doesn't do this, but we have what we call you have an inspection, your car inspection, and you can get it done for every 2 years. It's like $22 to get it done. They just make sure you don't have any chips or cracks in your windshield, your horn works. They make sure your vehicle is road safe. And they make sure like your blinkers work and all that. Pretty much you paying for a husband to check your vehicle is what you're doing. Because me, I'm a busy woman. I don't check all that stuff. I literally get my oil changed. Now, I know how to put air in my tires, and my truck has a thing in it that tells me when my tires are low. So I don't have to go out there and check it. It already tells me. And it tells me before it gets too low. It lets me know a good 5 psi before it's too low. But I know some states don't do it. But in the state of Louisiana, we do not have a tax on all of our property every single year. We only have a property tax, like for our house, our land. You know, if we have land or our house, we have a property tax, and we have what's called a fire fee. Everybody pays the same thing, and that's paid once a year, and that supports our local fire station, which is a volunteer fire station. So, but it covers like the insurance, I believe, on the truck, the fire trucks and things like that. But anyway, I know there's, I think, South Carolina, maybe Mississippi, and I don't know if Arkansas does it, but I know South Carolina and Mississippi do that. They charge you, and the only reason I know that is because I had a friend that lived in Mississippi that she was telling me about it, you know, how they have to pay taxes on all of their property. Well, if you find a state that does that, you can get a brand new vehicle really, really cheap. That's why my last vehicle that I had, before the one I have now, we were able to trade my truck in. It was a Highlander. And we got the same amount that we paid for it because it had 75,000 miles on it. And apparently, that's where you can, people will buy that. You know, that's a very desired. If it's close to 0 miles, you know, the closer to 0 miles it is, they have to pay taxes on it every single year. We pay taxes on our vehicles one time. That's a sales tax, and that's when you purchase the vehicle. So we were able to get 2 cars for what we were paying for just my Highlander. We got 2 Camrys. One was a limited sport edition and one was a luxury edition. Of course, I drove the limited sport edition. Wasn't nothing really different in it, except it wasn't big and bulky. And I think I cried all the way from South Carolina home because I wanted my Highlander. That is a vehicle that I scouted that vehicle out. And I knew that was the vehicle I wanted. And I had just been watching them, you know, because I thought, you know, there is absolutely no way I'll ever be able to get one of those, because the notes on those, if you don't have a good trade-in or a good down payment, and I know people pay $1,000 or more on a car note. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. That's absolutely ridiculous. And another thing, I mean, I've seen around here, even where I live, rents are going up to $1,200 a month. I'm like, doggone, man, you have to have 2 people or a roommate. You have to have 2 people to pay rent. Because $1,200 is a lot. And where I work, I mean, I have stuff held out. I have savings account. I have a retirement account. I have medical insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance. I mean, I have all of that taken out of my check. So, and just for me and my youngest too, because my oldest daughter, she's done aged out. So in the state here, we can keep our children on our insurance up to the age of 26. I don't know if that's across the board, nationwide, whatever. But until they're 26, I can keep them on my insurance. So I do. They're young. They're trying to get started out. My 2 youngest ones have babies. They can't afford insurance because, you know, they just don't make a lot of money. Now, I mean, my oldest daughter, I don't worry about her because she's a pharmacist and she can. She can afford that. But the other 2, they can't. So I try to help them wherever I can. And my youngest daughter, she should really be making a lot more money than she does, because she's technically like an office manager at a doctor's office. And she should be making a lot more than she does. She should actually be making what I make. Pretty close to it. But the insurance they have offered is awful too, so. I mean, around here, I don't know how it did across the nation, but around here, the Obamacare was the worst absolute thing that could have happened. You have people that, okay, like me, my insurance, now, the entity I work for, we get like a 3 or 4% raise every year. But our insurance goes up 5 to 8% every year. And when Obamacare hit, everybody was like, oh, you can get it through, you know, whatever that thing was. Well, I looked into it because I thought, well, maybe I can get it cheaper. It didn't cover a daggum thing here. Nothing. Because I don't want to go to a doctor that just wants to give me a shot or some pills. I don't want that kind of doctor. And I used to be able to go to, well, in chiropractic care, it just really didn't pay anything. I have to go to a chiropractor because of my back. I'm missing in my lower back, I have no disc in my lower lumbar. I think it's L4, 5, and 6 or whatever. They're gone. They protruded. Whatever erupted or whatever. And they're gone. They're replaced by arthritis. And honestly, I should not be walking. I've been told that by several doctors that have seen my back x-ray. And I know when one of my discs protruded, when it slipped out. But they're ruptured now. They're completely ruptured. They're disintegrated. They're gone. But I remember when one of them ruptured. It was when my youngest daughter was still a baby and I was getting her out of the cart. The shopping cart. And I grabbed her and picked her up, and when I lifted her, I felt it slip and I couldn't walk. It was excruciating pain, and literally I left my cart sitting right there. I had my husband help me out to the car and we left. So, but I have to go to the chiropractor. Like right now I need to go. I haven't gone in a good bit. But they limit how many times I can go in a year. So I try not to go because I never know when I may have one that protrudes. Or when it goes out really bad and I have to go 3 times a week for about a month. But I'm getting to where I'm probably going to have to go to him because when my neck and all gets out of whack, I have to go because I start having migraines. And yes, I've gone to the doctors for migraines. I've done a lot of stuff. But it's just, they just want to give you pills and shots, and I don't want to do that, especially when I know what it is that's causing it. But, I mean, I know some people that Obamacare helped. You know, it's just, it didn't help me. You know, some people that couldn't get insurance before they were able to get insurance. Me, it made my premiums go up and my coverage go down. anyway, guys, so I have all of these sewn together, and I think I'm going to call it an evening. So thank you so much for joining me. I know this is a quick little video here, but hey, we're doing a little prep work here. So if you like this content, give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet, please click on that subscribe button and tap on that notification bell so you don't miss a single thing that we're doing this year on the channel. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Goodbye.